Billy Badass, also known as Belinda, is at it again. Zach stands tall, and Fatima got a choice to make. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another ZATIMA video. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down episode 3 from season 1. And let's just go ahead and get into it. At the start of the dialogue, both the storyline and the dialogue are huge barriers to overcome in watching this episode, y'all. Gretchen, the SEC officer, continues her in-home investigation of Zach while eventually disclosing that she only has a bunch of circumstantial evidence that she can't corroborate. Womp womp. So, girl, why are you wasting the audience and Zach's time? You went out your way to tell Zach that your number one pet peeve was for people to waste your time, yet you sat in his house and spouted out lines like, everyone is so usually nervous that they shit themselves, or I know you did something, but you're smart. Oh, and we cannot forget to mention the line, smart people like you with street sense always think they get away with it. All cringy and distracting and completely unnecessary as this segment sloppily wraps up the storyline that was started in Sisters and presumably ends the drama and tension that could have had so much more longevity. Long story short, she is closing the investigation until she gets proof. Again, womp womp. I really wish that we would have skipped this part and not started the episode here because it was the worst way to start the episode in my opinion. However, in this episode, we start to get a little bit more nice, nuanced details about Zach and in the relationship with Fatima, where I'm starting to feel like, okay, now he's carrying his side of it. Aside from Fatima being the big bad wolf going around handling all of Zach's messes and dramas, I'm like, okay, well, how is she being taken care of? And it's the little details, like I mentioned, that fully flesh out exactly how Zach loves and takes care of Fatima outside of their sex and all of the drama, such as him grabbing her slippers as soon as she walks in the house after a long day of work and then massaging her feet. They are both these things are needed to see and nicely placed in this episode specifically, and I kind of wish that we would have started the episode here. As the series continues to tell Zach and Fatima's solo story, it's great to see them having foundational elements for a solid relationship built on mutual support and love and not just great sex. The episode starts to get good when Heather Jennings arrives with the little potential baby Zach. She brings the baby in and lets Fatima hold him while she proceeds to tell Zach that he should let them move into the duplex next door, that this is his baby, she's not paying for the test. Better yet, they aren't taking the test before Zach pays her some more money for child support. But the joke's on Heather though, because while she's distracted with the immature Zach going back and forth, Fatima ventures off to the kitchen to swab the baby without either parent knowing. It's in this scene that we get the infamous moment from the season trailer where Zach asks, what you gonna do, beat up everybody? And Fatima smiles and responds, fully serious, if I have to. Tyler Perry has been doubling down in the ride or die character trait for Fatima for a while. However, we need to discuss how far is too far, and is her gangster for love going to cost her her growth, evolution, and peace? I do have a video detailing this on Erica Vane TV, so be sure to subscribe and check it out. Aside from the pretty mild Heather Jennings drama in the scene, we also experience a shift from Fatima's point of view on Bryce. Now she doesn't like him again after telling Angela that morning that she did, and it's the inconsistencies in the writing that's showing for me. Now let's go ahead off to the salon, y'all, for Fatima's hair appointment, where shit really starts to go off of the rails. And I know what to say and I don't know what to say. There were so many moments in the salon scenes that needed to happen to move this part of the story forward, but it was, to me, it was just so poorly put together. The dialogue is disjointed, the appearance of specific characters is weird, the motivations for specific characters is weird. Like, why the hell is Cal so damn aggressive off top? All right, I put these in kind of categories. So light annoyances was the whole setup, the baseline setup in the scene is the crew. So the two hairstylists and ultimately, well, just the two hairstylists, because Angela isn't actually judging Fatima, but they're judging how much Fatima is getting her hair done because of her new boo. And then there's this really dramatic reveal of Angela, who spins around in a chair as they're all talking about this. And I'm just so Angela has been sitting here this entire time, watched Fatima, or heard, because she was facing the mirror, I guess, and backwards to them, heard Fatima and Belinda interacting, and she don't turn around to reveal herself when her two good Judys are sitting right here talking to one another until after a long ass pause and two hairstylists go back and forth trying to figure out how good Zach is putting it down on Fatima that she got to get her hair done every single week. Like, okay, it just don't make sense to me. And again, Cal, his energy was aggressive off the rip. Like, it's one thing to play the little messy gay dude that want to be all up in everybody's business and say stuff inappropriately, but he literally had no nuance to the performance. And I don't know if this was the actor or if this was just a choice of like how the character was written, but I hated him from the jump. Like, nothing about him told me that people actually tell him their business. Nothing about him actually feels like, oh, he kind of cares about me, and he just slips up sometimes and run his mouth too much. He literally seems like an op. He seems like an op that should get his ass beat. So with him coming in hot from the jump of like, girl, what is and what it ain't, and is he getting you right, and all this other kind of stuff, and it doesn't feel like it's friendly at all. It also feels like, sir, why are you here? I feel like Cal was probably the most annoying. He is messy telling Belinda to come back with money when she on her way out, even though she's leaving looking like she got her hair all the way together. So did you do her hair for free and now she gonna owe you? But then she's talking about, oh, I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and it's because she don't have no money. Then he's also talking about it has to be Fatima's new man. They got her coming in here every single week, and if it is, do your ass want to get paid or not? Is this your job or not? Like, you should be damn happy. Well, I guess you're not happy because you don't actually touch Fatima's hair. You actually do Angela's hair. So then are you jealous? Like, boy, asking about Zach's penis size in the most non-organic way possible. And then also blooping on top of that, oh, but Belinda already wrote it. It's like, you're inappropriate, you're disrespectful, you're not friendly. Like, Fatima, where your piece at? Because if we pulling out on people, he's starting to check off a little bit too many boxes. He, like I mentioned, y'all, he just doesn't give cool gay homeboy at the shop that like you're excited to tell your business to. He gives jealous, he gives anxious, he gives mad at life. Like, nobody would naturally trust this type of person, and he doesn't fit the environment, especially with all the liberties that he takes amongst these friends with some of the things that he's saying. And the scene screams Tyler Perry couldn't write an organic beauty shop scene because he doesn't go to beauty shops. Like, that's literally what I feel. Like, one of the pieces of dialogue, y'all, that really just grinded my gears. Cal says, now you know I can't hold water. First of all, show don't tell. And then the other little hairstyles girl, who I can't remember her name, but you can hold it though. And that, like, what are we talking about here? Why are we listening? Like, this is actually stupid. But I digress. Let's focus on characters that actually matter. Angela was also annoying for me in this scene, in that she's repeatedly saying nothing after Fatima asks, like, what is Cal alluding to, while he's being obnoxious and talking about what Belinda. They were all like kind of skating around what Belinda had said and Belinda's industry and Belinda's energy. And you know exactly what was said and by who, and you half-assedly tried to like brush past it, like Fatima's going to go for any of the snide comments or the jokes. Like, y'all sitting up here laughing, she want to kiki too. Especially, she's not going to do that, especially at the cost of her relationship. And it seemed like Angela would have been perfectly fine with Fatima not knowing. And in that moment, I started to question, like, is Angela really your friend? Is she loyal at all? Because it's an absolute hell no for me. On top of that, not only did you sit there and listen to whatever was said, so you know what's going on, and you're trying to get me to not hear it because I guess you don't want me to get mad, but then also, why the hell did they feel comfortable saying it in front of you? I'm one of those type of friends. Like, don't come to me with, I mean, if it's like happy stance and somebody don't realize that you're there, don't realize we as close as we are, yada yada yada, that's cool. But if people can make a habit of talking about me in front of my closest friends, now me and my closest friends also have a problem as well, because they should not feel comfortable to do so, the same way that people would not feel comfortable to do that if it was me for you. After Angela announces that she don't like to come to this messy ass salon, but it's very clear that she booked with the messiest ass stylist Cal, he hollers shh, and then just walks out. Like, sir, where are you going? You have hair to do. Did you just throw a temper tantrum and walk your ass out? As it, like, the whole scene, y'all, like, I got the plot points that we're supposed to get to move us to where we get to by the end of the episode, but the whole scene was just so disjointed and very hard to watch for me. Y'all can let me know what y'all thought about it in the comment section down below. And while this is happening, Zach is meeting up with Bryce, and then Bryce, takes him to his office because Zach is like, I want to go and see an office and yada, yada, yada. And then Bryce brings up, the note I want to make here is that Bryce brings up, like, girls say that they're okay and it's fine, but in reality, they're not. And this is the best piece of foreshadowing and crafting in the script so far in this series. I see what Tyler Perry is trying to do with Bryce's character. I think that everything hasn't come together to fully align with his personality, trying to be the fish out of water, but he's also an Asian American. He's also a little bit awkward and off kilter. I need a little bit more of Bryce's actual personality for him to be established as a full character versus just being something used to help Zach out or to prop up Zach's story. But I absolutely love this dialogue because it spoke so true to the state that Fatima is in. Like, she's playing like everything is cool, but there's a lot of building up for her on the inside. Now, going back to the salon while they're under the hair dryer, Fatima is questioning, like, where was Belinda going? What was going on? And Angela's like, well, Belinda wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do nothing crazy. Even if she was just talking about Zach and how she rode him and they know that she was madly in love with him, yada, yada, yada. And then Fatima says, well, you know how she gets when she's been drinking. Red flag. Biggest red flag ever. Like, if this is the energy that I have to have and I got to know this about my friend, and my friend, the moment she decides to get a little Henny in her, I have to hide my man, hide my sons, hide my uncles. Now we got a fucking problem. And by all means, Fatima, get your ass up from this damn hair dryer and take your ass home, because it's an absolute hell no for me. Random ass side note, y'all, we get Valerie in this episode, who pops up in the middle of the night just as Zach is making it home from his catch-up run, yada yada, with Bryce. What real estate lady wants to list a piece after only seeing the first floor of it? Which real estate lady pops up in the middle of the damn night to look at a place and then just falls in awe of it? Like, I just don't understand. And then specifically when going into his side of the duplex, right, and showing her again, which one is like, oh, let me list the other one just by looking at the first floor. And this, for me, I'm only pointing this out, y'all, because I feel like we could have strengthened up this episode had Zach showed her the second story. Had they went upstairs, they could have intensified the moment with Fatima that happens at the very end of the episode, because we would have gotten to see that nobody was up there. Fatima mentions in the next episode that she got up there by climbing in the window, so we don't know that then. But by the end of the episode, when Belinda comes over and Fatima's sitting up there waiting, had we walked upstairs with Zach and this real estate agent to see that nobody was up there, I personally believe that would have intensified the moment that we get after it. And then, the biggest parts of this episode is Belinda coming over and throwing herself at Zach, acting a monkey ass fool, disrespecting her relationship with Fatima and her damn self. Not like, thirsty is not even a word. I don't even have a word for what this girl is looking, giving. I have no respect for women like her. It just, you disgust me, and you should be ashamed of yourself. The episode ends with Zach running upstairs with Belinda very, very, very close behind to find Fatima, sitting, listening, and waiting. And that's some good cliffhanging right there. All right, y'all, those are my thoughts for episode number 3, season 1 of ZATIMA. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comment section down below. What was your favorite part of the episode? What did you struggle with? Who was your favorite character in the series thus far? And what is your favorite storyline? In this video, I told you quite a bit of things that I didn't like, but overall, I do like the conversation that we're about to have about friends and stepping across boundaries and attempting to sleep with their friend's significant other. I really, really like seeing Zach show up for Fatima in the little ways in which he is doing, because this is helping me to feel like the scales are a little bit balanced. I feel like since they met, Fatima has been going so hard for Zach and has been pouring into Zach. And while he gives her great sex and he does love her, I wanted him to do a little bit more just so that could be a little bit equal. And now we're starting to see that with the little nuanced things of him paying attention and taking care of her in the little ways. And I absolutely love that. It's your good sis, you let us talk TV with, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.